Hey folks, Evil Pajamas here, and we are picking up our Mayan playthrough video on turn 96. So if you recall, Scythia was being annoying, but we're friends with them, but I'm not going to declare friends with them just in case I want to attack, but I don't really have anything to attack with right now because we're busy building these wonders and a harbor and a library. We're going to probably settle down here because we have a settler. We found the Iron Islands, so let's go get Theon Greyjoy on our side there, and we are having a little bit of a housing problem. You see 4 of 4, 3 of 4, 11 of 14, and 11 of 11. So we need to get some worker builders down and get some housing in place quickly. So that is where we're at. I'll cut out here and we will sort of work towards that. We've got plenty of gold to buy housing. Our science is shit and our culture is shit. So that's where we're at. So we're on turn 100, and we got beat to the Hanging Gardens over here, so we're going to build a harbor over there with the leftover production instead. We have solved the housing problem in one of our cities, but we consumed our builder, so we don't have any builders left. We're building one here, and it should have a bonus charge because Liang will be ready one turn before that builder. So that is where we're at. We'll be cutting out here. Also, we are getting feudalism to get the extra charge on that builder, so we might extra 2 charges with that card. So we might actually delay that builder by 2 turns to make sure that we can get the feudalism card in place first, and we should have industrial zones ready shortly. So that's where we're at, cutting out here on turn 100. We'll be back momentarily. So we're on turn 104, and we finished feudalism, so we slotted in that card. It's going to slow us down a little because we had to take on Machu Picchu because we had to take the 15% to wonders out. I want to buy a builder, but I'm not going to do so immediately because that would possibly push the production on this out. I'm just too lazy to math it out. We'll just wait one turn. So that's where we're at. We're going to start turning out builders and using some of this landscape to our advantage. So cutting out here on turn 104, we'll pick up back shortly. We are on turn 108. We have discovered Ha Long Bay over here, which is unfortunately much farther away than 6 squares from our capital. But we are going to probably, so it's a little late, but we haven't done a lot of districting, so I think we are going to pick up the Hermetic Order because that will give, in the second slot, I'll give that upgraded university. So let's go ahead and add the Hermetic Order. Not exactly great on the ley lines, although that gave us a plus over here, so that's good. So let's see how that affected that actually. So this will be at +5 now. So decent. And that's where we're at. Not a huge threat from Scythia. They still have archers, so they're going really pretty slow. We're on turn 108. We have 5 cities down. We're about to get another settler. It won't cost us any population. I'm not going to switch out of this the bonus builder charges yet. Just a little bit longer. I still need some more builders. So cutting out here, and we'll pick back up shortly. Wanted to show something quick on turn 109, and that's going to be specifically regarding chops. So actually, we're going to build that trader here. But so you can see here that this city currently has this tile. So what you want to do, and I have no reason to chop this to speed up this one settler. So what we want to do is we want to claim this tile with a swap like that. And then, yes, I know I'm forwarding these envoys, but we will get to that. Then I could do the chop here, so it will go to here where I actually want it. So there we shaved 3 turns off Machu Picchu instead of pushing excess into that settler. So just want to do a quick note on that, and we will pick back up here in a little bit. So quick note that about that chop, that was actually super fail because we just used 172 production and got beat out to Machu Picchu. So we're actually going to end up with a little bit of excess, but we will build something that has 165 production, I guess. So we're going to lose 7 production on that. But let's go ahead, since we've unlocked industrial zones and we have a zone here with adjacent mines. let's see, what do we all get for the industrial zone? So, Jason government districts, mines. So two for aqueducts, two for bath, two for canal. And they have a preference for strategic resources, but that's gonna do. We're gonna put the industrial zone here. So yeah, you know, about that note, I guess you should actually pay attention to who's building the wonders if you have that information. But that's what happened there. So cutting out again on turn 110. We are on turn 116. For now, we have gotten a good supply of builders out. So I'm going to swap this out so that we can get something else here. We're going to get the campus adjacency bonus because we definitely want that. So that's what we're going to be doing there. And the other thing is uh, we spotted a swordsman up here, so we started building a knights because we want to have some defenses, and we notice now that they are upgrading their troops a little. The other thing that we want to do is we want to finish clearing out any chops we want to do with this so that we can move Magnus away from here and take advantage of his bonus because we still have a lot of other chops to do. So we'll want to take what chops we want in the capital and then move Magnus. So that's after we finish that settler so that we don't lose population. So that's where we are, turn 116, cutting out, and we will pick back up shortly. All right, we're on turn 120, and we finished the chops that we want with Magnus. So what we're going to do is go ahead and allocate him to a different city. Probably, I think here is where we have the most opportunities for chops. So let's go ahead and reassign Magnus to Zuchit Tunic here. So good work, sir. We have a new location for you. And then the other thing too is, okay, so we just discovered this natural wonder up here, and it unlocked Maui for us. So there, that will give us an opportunity to actually set up some good science districts that we haven't done yet along these borders. So we'll look for an opportunity where we have already have possibly a um, a plantation. So we have this here. So this is obviously we're gonna hit this tile first if we can get Maui. So that's what we're gonna be doing as soon as we have some free a free slot to produce him. So cutting out here on turn 120. So we are on turn 125, and I was just about to build here, and America, frickin' Teddy Roosevelt, screwed me by building Boston here, but it's in rebellion already. So now I just have this settler stuck out here, and I don't think I have any more within 6 tile spaces that I can settle. So hopefully, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Boston, if we can take that by a revolt there, that will still be within 6 tiles. But we are now we're out of the 6 tilers here after only 5 hub cities instead of getting 6 because of Teddy Ruxpin down there. So that's where we're at. Turn 125. Still pretty slow on the science production, but I think we're going to be ramping up here shortly. So I will cut out here and we will pick up in a little bit and see how my stranded settler is doing. So after all that complaining about that, I have no reason to make a aggression move against Scythia now. So I'm actually just refriended them and am going to make an alliance with them to benefit a little bit more off those trade routes. I just don't see the benefit now to getting aggressive now because I did secure this area here and I don't really need to go farther out than that. So whatever. Cutting out here on turn 129. Still annoyed with this city though. We'll be back shortly. So picking up on turn 134, we did a 1 turn swap in to get 2 extra charges on builders. So we bought one on the turn that we slotted it, and then this turn before we unslotted, we bought another builder. Haven't been making the greatest use of my policies here, so gonna slot in this wild card here, and then I built a lot of harbors without actually having this even unlocked, so that was really a bad play there. So just acknowledging that. So try not to build a bunch of harbors without having unlocked that card. So just FYI. So we're on turn 134, and we will be picking up shortly. So we're on turn 136, and this scared the ever-living shit out of me, but I realized that we are allied with Tomris. Hopefully, for quite some time here because that was super scary here because we would not have been ready for that sudden advancement. So that's maybe a signal that we need to get some military in place. You can see Tomers has about double our military score there. So yeah, that's a little bit scary there. So that's where we're at on that. Turn 136, cutting out here, and we'll pick up shortly. It's turn 145, and we are going to do that swap trick again where so what I did is I left one turn left on medieval fairs so that we could do a swap in and get the builder bonus for one turn to get the 2 extra charges on the builders. So we'll do that for one turn. Build a builder. Purchase a builder, I mean. And then we'll do that next turn, but then we'll swap out the cards. So we'll get 2 builders with 6 charges out of that and only give up one turn of having to have that card slotted in there. So again, we have our allies' army hanging around here. It looks like we've got some revolt action up there, and once again some pressure on Boston. So we are looking to be sort of in a good shape by our massive population pressuring these other cities out here. So turn 145, and we'll pick up again here shortly. We're on turn 149 and still a little bit slow on science, doing a little better. Made a huge mistake here and not earlier and didn't purchase this tile and go ahead and build this plantation here, which is losing me 2 science per turn for a long time. So that was a big mistake. So go ahead and correcting that now, but not happy with that. So sure, I've made a ton of other errors, but that one really jumped out at me there. So anyway, we are on turn 149. We are in pretty good position here, though, and we'll be picking up again here shortly. All right, turn 155, and we were Tea Party in Boston. So I guess it didn't matter that I didn't get my settler there. We're keeping Boston. So yeah, don't have to be angry about that city anymore. And do need to get some housing in this city, however. And so that is where we are at turn 155. You can see that I am in second place on overall score, sort of on the lower range of the military, but I am generating the most science per turn, lower end of culture per turn, and I have a huge gold balance compared to everybody else and a large diplomatic favor balance. So we're doing all right at turn 155. Video is getting a little bit long here, and we're going to be passing the medieval era here, where the request was for the video. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it out here. We'll save it here at turn 155 and pick up later. So I will overwrite the old save file here and from turn 96. And so yeah, so we're at the tail end of the or mid-Renaissance era. So that's where we are. So for the viewer that was asking sort of about like, oh, it's having trouble with this particular civ in medieval era. If you keep good relations with your neighbors, you're much less likely to get attacked. So send an early delegation or envoy or whatever it's called to that stage, embassy, I don't remember. And then just get your production ramped up. I didn't even do a very good job this game. I mean, a pretty bad job. I mean, this is not a lot of science for this point in the game, and my score isn't great. So but I'm in a position where I'll be able to set up to win the game. So I'm second place in overall score. Nobody's gotten on the board yet for that, and I'm behind in culture. Don't even have a religion, and I am sort of with intentionally not voting their way just to not get a diplomatic victory. So that's where we're at, cutting out here. So thanks for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing, and we should pick up this playthrough later. So again, thanks and take care. Have a happy Turkey Day.